Alright, we're in our SR16 island, and what I'm doing today is just looking at buying another Sirocco fan, same as that, and we're going to look at installing it where the 12 volt socket near the doorway is, and I suspect that's really just a cover plate with a socket there, power supply. That was intended for a second fan, but the van only comes with the one fan, and hence that's what it is. So what we're going to do first is just take those two screws out, and we're going to have a look to see what we get behind it. I'll just loosen those off. Might set the fan camera up down here. And I've had a bit of a look at this base and pieces. What we've got here is a countersunk socket. They do line up. That hole and that hole does line up with what's on the wall. However, there's a screw that came out, and that's still going to be miles too long, and you'll put a dimple in the outside of the van, so don't use that. I have gone and purchased some screws from Bunnings. Couldn't get any countersunk screws, but these fit quite nicely, and what I've done then is grab the base, and you can see the base has a recess, and that's going to line up there, so there's no trouble, that's not going to hit. So I'm quite happy to use those two screws. Now, to make things in double-sided tape, this is not permanent double-sided tape, so if you relied on that by itself, it's going to come down. But what this will do is, if you put that on there, I've got to poke holes through it and everything else, so to make things easier, I'm just going to cut this down the middle. We've got our packet of screws come with the fan, and what we need to do is we need to put two little screws, nuts, into the underside of the base. And Murphy's law is, when you go do something like that, as soon as you go hold it up, down it comes. So what I'm going to do is just position the tape over that, and the tape on the other side. So my screws aren't going to fall out, and I've still got the holes down the middle there for the screws to pop through, so that's going to make it a lot easier. Alright, you can see these fittings. I've given them a really good crimp. I suggest using a crimping tool like this. I tried the old pliers and just wasn't happy with the quality of contact, so I've put a new ones on yet again and crimped them nice and solid. Also put a bit of tape around the split conduit at the back just to stop it popping out. So next thing I'm going to do is just get ready, and we'll put this up, stick it on the wall. So if I just get that nice and firm, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is turn the 12 volt batteries back on. Noise, there we go, we're back on. Let's set the fan up. Look at that. Just like I bought one.